Hello and welcome back to our continuing exercises in the CyberDefenders platform. Today we are going back and trying to finish up, or at least make some sort of progress, on the Intel 101 exercise. So if you remember in the last video with this, we were able to go through and knock out 4 of the 9 questions, so roughly 50%. So let's see, we were able to answer registrar for the domain name, the previous company as known by the phone number that was called, the Zoom ID meeting for the British Prime Minister. Let's see, what did we get? SHA-256 hash value of an Excel file that had the list of addresses for campus locations for Champlain College. And that was effectively it there. So we were running into issues going through and, well, not we, but I was going through issues trying to work this stuff out. Was able to find that it was 82%, but obviously what they want is 82 point something. So rather than brute force this thing, figured it might be beneficial to go through and actually try to find it out as opposed to just brute force. So was digging through some other sites to just sit there and see if I could find some information. And I think I had pulled this one up in the last video, but just didn't quite think everything through. A little bit of time. So ucan-network.org. So what we've got here is ucan-network.org slash Champlain. And what we get to see is kind of like the data that we were looking at before. We get all this information, except it's based for 2020. So what exists is the Internet Wayback Machine. And I think you could also sit there and take a look for Google, what is it, Webarchive, or a cache view that they might have if it goes far enough back. But effectively what we can go through and do is, so that is just web.archive.org for the ucan-network.com slash Champlain. And we can see we've got stuff all the way back from 2008 up to current. Well, we're looking for information centered around the fall, re-enrollment for fall 2019. So first thought there was to go through and take a look at the singular hit in 2019, which would be November 13th, 2019, which gives us this. And of course, things are broken because this is just old stuff. So we're trying to find everything else. So let's go forward. No server available to handle this request. Well, isn't that a kick in the butt? But let's just go ahead and reload the 2020 and we'll go from there. Maybe. Possibly. And of course, I stumble onto this stuff and be like, well, I should go back and make a recording, and everything's broken. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Jan 14th, we get one snapshot. Maybe too much usage. Okay, so is it on my side or is it on their side? Okay, I'm gonna hang on one second. I'm gonna pause this and because this is definitely not in the slightest bit engaging or entertaining. Well, hooray. Apparently this has just gone and screwed me. Just terrible timing, I guess. Temporarily offline. Okay, so while we wait on that, I figured let's go through and let's take a look at the last one, or last question, I should say, which is, can you figure out which state this picture has been taken from? See attached photo. So here is the original photo. So it looks like we got some fake, I don't really want to call them mountains, but some sort of weird hills in the background. What looks like a pterodactyl. Looks like etched out of the tree stump that's there, and then some buildings. So I had the idea to go through and just cut everything down to the point of, okay, I don't think the red barn's going to be overly interesting. I don't think the little hills are going to be interesting. Pterodactyl's rather interesting, so let's focus on that. So first thing is hit up Google search and then uploading the image into it. And I don't really see anything here that looks like a fish. There's some other semi-interesting things. And then I figured, okay, let's run through, let's dump it into TinEye, which is reverse image search. Nothing. It's a dry hole, as it were. So, donuts. Then I figured, okay, Google's not giving us much of anything. I don't really want to do Yandex or anything else. I mean, I will if I have to, but let's try the other big one. And I say that with just a slight smirk. Bing image search. Interestingly enough, we got something that looks pretty damn close. Um, there we go. So of the image done, we got looks like a YouTube video, and we got something called Dinosaur Land in Yelp. 93 photos. And I say I'm interested with this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Yelp section for this. Dinosaur Land, amusement parks. There we go. Been around since 1963. And it looks like this Lauren F. took a picture of exactly what we're looking for. So this looks like Virginia. God, I am entirely planking on how VA equals which state. Yeah, I know. It's absolutely terrible. Just to make sure. Virginia. Hey, alright. Oh, good Lord. Okay, well, at least we can get something accomplished in today's video. So it takes us over 55%, 5 out of 9. I think there was something else that we were looking for. UVMs. Oh, I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce that. Class had to name their fish for class. Can you find out what person? So if we do just a Google search for 2019 UVM, whatever ology that is, class had to name their fish for class, it looks like we've got something here. Now the question is, so they had to name the fish. It's a study of fishes and includes a wide range of topics, including taxidermy. Huh. Attendance. All that good stuff, but yet oh, dear God, right there. Student fish names, upper left-hand corner. Well, I've got to actually download it. Well now. Okay, I'll bite. Looks like it's an Excel doc. So let me get that into the Intel 101 folder. And we'll open it. And we're looking for the last person, so let's do this. And this will go on the top. And transition. Alright, so here's the contents of the Excel file. It looks like everything's done alphabetical and what they named it. And then to confirm, we are specifically what the last person named their fish. It starts with an S, and according to the spreadsheet, it ends with an S. So we'll bring that down. So I've got that copied. And let's see. Yay. And there's 66.7 or 6 out of 9 questions. Oops. Forgot to do the transition. So just to show. There she is. Okay, and let's take a look to see as to whether or not the Internet Archive is back up yet. No. Okay, then I think at this particular point, this is just going to be a quick revival. Of at least this particular portion of everything. I'll end up having to come back to it, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it off with a third video. Hopefully once Internet Archive is a little bit more stable. Although I realize that I could dump back through, and if we're waiting on that, I need to find, oh yeah, the SHA-256 hash. Picture of what the inside would look like, that, and so, yeah. I wonder, do they sit there and dock you for points if you go through and put in the wrong answer? Well, I'd rather do this correctly as opposed to just brute force number 4. So, okay, I'll be back or continue this and hopefully finish it with the third video um, once the Internet Archive's back up and running. So, hopefully enjoyed a little bit out of this. Um, Always willing to take feedback, constructive criticism, so on and so forth. But with all that, I will see everyone in the next video.